Hi, this is Rebecca at ActiveLife Farm with some tips for looking after your chicks. The most important thing when you bring your chick home is to make sure to keep them warm. We use 175 watt heat lamps, and we set the lamps just above the chicks at a comfortable height, and we'll raise that height as the chicks develop and grow. Some things you want to look for when you're setting up your heat lamp is if you see the chicks clustered together tightly beneath the lamp, that means that they're too cold and they're trying to get some heat. So in that case, you either need to lower your heat lamp or maybe deal with the draft issue. If you see your chicks dispersed away from beneath the heat lamp, that means that they're too hot and you either need to raise the lamp or make other adjustments accordingly. Now, drafts and ventilation are important things to take into consideration as well. To block drafts, you can put up feed bags or other fabric, but you want to make sure you don't block your chicks' airflow and ventilation. So those are two things you want to look at in tandem. Time-wise, you should keep your chicks under the heat lamp until they feather out, and that's about 3 weeks of age. After that, you can move them to different locations, but be sure to harden them off first. Space-wise, the brooder behind me is 3 feet by 5 feet in size, and chances are you're not going to need a brooder that large. For a dozen chicks, for example, a brooder 3 feet by 3 feet in size, or a meter square, will do the trick. Just make sure that your chicks are able to move away from the heat lamp and that they have enough room to move around as they grow. Now, feeding your chicks, make sure that you provide them with fresh food and fresh water on a daily basis. Probably not a good idea to say feed them a lot of food and a lot of water once a week because it'll get dirty. So fresh food and fresh water on a daily basis is important. We use a chicken starter mix here, and that's a balanced ration developed specifically for chickens, and that's a good food source to start off with. Bedding wise, we prefer shavings to sawdust, and it kind of tends to be better for the chicks. Make sure that the bedding is dry and clean, so if the bedding is starting to look damp, a little worn, refresh that when it needs to be done. One thing to look out for is a condition called pasty butt or pasted butt. And that's when the vent hole of the chick becomes clogged. And you recognize that if you look at the vent hole, which is just beneath the tail feathers, and you see a hard brown substance. Now you got a blocked vent at that point. Don't pull on that. Get some warm water, moisten the hard area, and massage it a bit, crumble it up and break it up, and that will unclog the vent. And you want to be gentle and again, not pull so that you don't damage your chick. So those are a few tips for raising your chick when you bring them home from the breeder and to provide them with a happy and healthy life. Thank you.